Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Whittier College and the Graham Athletic Center for tonight's Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference matchup between the visiting Bulldogs of the University of Redlands and your Whittier College Poets. I'm Lance Franey, Associate Athletic Director for Communications here at Whittier College, and we have a special guest joining me here on the broadcast this evening, former Poet Tyler Gallipo. Tyler, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Lance.
It's going to be a good one here tonight. Whittier comes in 7-7 overall, 2-1 in conference play. They've won their last two. The University of Redlands, they come in 2-10 overall, 0-3 in conference. So Redlands has jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. Like I said, Redlands coming in 2-10, 0-3 in conference play. Tyler, what are the Poets going to have to do to win their third straight tonight?
Well, to win their third game in a row, Lance, they're going to have to keep that ball high. Redlands has a really strong serve. It's always been a low float. Our libero, Katie Engel, number 11, she's always been amazing with serve receive in the back row. We just need to keep the defense on us and take care of our side. Let the game play out.
So you're talking about Katie Engel. She's one of the top dig percentages in the conference. Of course, behind Allie Bush, who's playing for the University of Redlands, averaging 6.61 digs per set. She also has a total of 291 digs. So you have two of the top liberos in the conference going at it here this evening. But when you look on the offensive side of the ball, you have Caitlin Popoff, who's leading the conference in kills with 194. What is she going to have to do to make a statement here tonight?
Well, we're going to have to look on the other side, Lance, and see how they set up their defense. Caitlin has a super heavy arm, so she has a really fast swing. Super helpful down the line, and a cut angle shot right there, yep.
And just like that, Popoff with her attack on the outside. She's going to be who the Poets are going to rely on heavily tonight. But something that's been really exciting for the Poets this season has been their depth here on their lineup. Can you talk more about that?
Their depth on their lineup?
Yeah, the depth that they have coming off their bench, some of the additions coming off.
Yeah, well, Coach Chris, he's always been super good with having a very skilled team. He recruits very high athletic girls, so having a full team of girls that have very high skill level makes it super easy to throw in girls whenever they need. If there's an injury or if there's a girl who's just having an off game, it's super easy to throw in any kind of girl on the bench and know that she's going to do her job on the court.
One of the surprise additions for the Poets here this evening, Marissa Montoya, number 8. She was coming off the bench the last couple of years. She's in her junior year from Glendora, California, and she's now playing quality minutes for the Purple and Gold. So that's one of those additions that we have talked about. And then you also have Valerie Vanderlinden in the middle. You have Elena Ree in the middle. You got Frankie Pelota. We have one of the biggest lineups in the conference, and we're really going to rely heavily on that. As you see, Whittier down 5-3 here in this first set. But talking about some of these other players, Aubrey Cares, a southpaw, Jasmine Sudberg-Johnson, you got Abby Solomon coming off the bench. So you got a number of quality players who played significant minutes last year. Then up front, let's talk about the setting duo of Serena Alvarez and Michaela Wright. Michaela Wright, also one of the top leaders in assists here in the conference. She hasn't played much because Cameron Purdom was here, and now she's getting her opportunity. How has she been playing?
She's been doing awesome, and also she's coming off of an injury, so even with the sports psych on that side, going into a game and just redoing that play that hurt your shoulder or coming back into that is going to be super hard on her mentally, and she's done an amazing job with that. She always gets the ball to the correct person, no doubles, and is always very harsh on top of the net. She can put the ball in a really good spot, shoot it deep, cut it short, anywhere.
So we have an attack there on the outside by Redlands number 22, Megan Houston. The starting lineup for tonight's game for the University of Redlands, you had number 1, Paige Davidson, number 2, Allie Bush, number 3, Emily Marty, number 6, Hannah Lennon, number 9, Sophia Olson, number 14, Taylor Degnid, and number 19, Mallory Cupp. For your Poets this evening, their starting lineup, number 1, Caitlin Popoff, number 2, Frankie Pelotto, number 4, Valerie Vanderlinden, number 5, Michaela Wright, number 8, Marissa Montoya, number 11, Katie Engel, and number 25, Elena Ree. Coaching staff for the Purple and Gold, head coach Chris Duarte McDermott. He's assisted by Sarah Lupu, Matt Delato, Bernie Wendling, and Casey Loudon. Poets have gone within one. They still trail, though, 6-5. Serving, there's Haley Petruscu. Haven't seen her in the last couple of matches, so she's actually going to be here for the first time tonight. As we have an attack from the back row, an attacking air by number 14, Taylor Degnan for the University of Redlands. If you're looking at the conference standings here, Tyler, you got Cal Lutheran at the top 3-0, Claremont at 2-0, Chapman at 2-0. Any surprises there for you?
Little surprise actually, Cal Lutheran over Claremont. CMS has always been the number one spot my 2 years being here. So seeing Cal Lutheran up there is definitely a change, especially last year when we went to 5 with them and we only lost in 3 to Claremont. So that's going to be a really good game playing Cal Lutheran and CMS actually.
And Whittier plays Claremont tomorrow on the road. Claremont's actually ranked 4 in the country right now in Division 3. And I think just because Cal Lutheran's on top, they've played one extra game than them in conference play, and that's probably the reason there.
Gotcha.
But Cal Lutheran and Claremont are going to be the top 2 teams in the conference here going in. But then you also got Chapman. Chapman was good. They made a big push last year at the end of the season, and they ended up being able to make the conference tournament. But let's talk about these must-win matches here for the Poets. You have a great start of schedule. You lost to Caltech to open your season. Should have been a win there, but Caltech has a tremendous program this year. Now you've got Pomona, Redlands, Oxy, who you're all playing. So you're playing the bottom part of the conference standings. Do you feel like this is going to be a huge help for the Poets moving into the top half, which is the heavy load?
Yes, it's definitely going to help a lot, especially because Caltech, as we know, is usually always on the bottom. So it's hard to come into a game knowing that you're going to win, not being cocky, and then losing. It's always going to be, just going back to sports psychology, it's a hard thing to come into, and staying headstrong and winning those games is going to help a lot.
Yeah, talking about that loss at Caltech, and I have to say, Tyler, Caltech is actually a very good program this year.
Yeah,
so their program has definitely improved, and they're actually going to surprise some people this year too.
Yeah.
I think they're going to come in, they're going to battle with Redlands. They're actually going to probably really have a good match with Occidental and then Pomona as well. So that's going to be exciting. Good to see for them for the conference, because the conference is one of the toughest in the country. And again, trying to get those teams to go to nationals. So that definitely, in the end, just helps the conference overall.
Well, yeah, and Caltech actually beat Redlands last year, so we knew that this upcoming year they were going to have some more girls and just it's going to be more competition. But losing that game is definitely going to hurt our confidence, so I think that winning these next few games, we need to get that confidence back.
So Whittier has made a nice little run where they've gone in front now 10-8 here in this first set. Here's a free ball by the University of Redlands. There's Serena Alvarez, set by Haley Petruscu. Outside to Sudbrick Johnson. The push up the line goes wide. What are you thinking from these outside hitters? Are you going to have to try and finesse the ball, get some tips in, or should they just get after it?
Well, that's kind of Jasmine's number one hit right there, is that deep tip to the corner. She's always been very, very good at that, but if the set isn't there, she probably shouldn't take it. She has a very heavy arm, just like Caitlin Popoff does, and she needs to use that to her advantage.
So a big attack there. Jasmine Silver Johnson missed that last one, but this next one she ends up getting the kill off the front block. A couple subs into the game for the Poets. Michaela right back in along with Frankie Piloto. So you're up front is Marissa Montoya, Frankie Piloto, and Elena Ree. Elena Ree, like I said, one of the top individuals in the conference in blocks, trailing the leader by just 1. So she's pretty much up there, and that's going to be 4 hits called against Redlands and a point awarded to Whittier. 12-9 the score. Whittier wearing their white tops this evening, and the University of Redlands wearing their maroon tops, both wearing black bottoms. And let's talk about this whole home court advantage. When you were playing here, was that a big feel for you? Did you enjoy playing here at home? Did you think you guys are a better on-the-road team? What are the Poets going to have to do to protect home court?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think that, just like you said, protect our house, and I think that's definitely a confidence boost. When you're here, you protect your house. Whoever comes in here, whether that's Caltech or if that's CMS, you protect your house and you play just like that. We were really good on the road last year, and we were a little bit better at home just because, we practice here every single day. We know the lighting. We know where the lines are. It's different when you come into a gym where it has super high ceilings, narrow bleachers, different colored lines, or the lighting's off. It really messes with the whole entire game plan.
So Whittier leading 14-9. Michaela Wright still serving. She's got that kind of like twist over to the right and then goes up with the jump toss. As we have a kill up front by number 9, Sophia Olson, the senior from Cupertino, California. Any team in this conference, you can't really sleep on them. Even though they might be 2-10, 0-3 in conference, you still can't take anybody lightly in the conference here.
No, not at all. Whittier, even 5 or 6 years ago, we were at the bottom. We were under Occidental, actually, and ever since 2 years ago, we've been on the top, so you really can't underestimate anybody. You can respect everyone, but fear no one.
So Caitlin Popoff back into the game for the purple and gold. Here's Marissa Montoya with the serve back to number 14, Degnan. The set back up to Degnan. Short ball in the middle, dug by Katie Engel. The attack by Popoff. Nice angle, dug by the libero Bush. The attack here by number 14, Degnan, and that hits off the hands of Michaela Wright, and that's going to be a point here for the Bulldogs. A little conversation we had here prior to the game, Tyler, is the outfit here. Outfit choice by head coach Chris Duarte McDermott. He says he has about, 8 purple ties, but tonight he's going with the short sleeve with the brown shoes, gray pants. What are you thinking about the look?
Oh, yeah, I had to give him a hard time about that. He's always with his solid purple colors, gold,
Absolutely.
anything. I had to give him a hard time with his crab shirt here. I think he looks good, though.
Yeah, it's a different look. I told him that he looked like he was coming from Texas, but nonetheless, a different look. I think he said he wanted to change things up as Popoff gets that kill inside the back row, putting the Poets up 16-11 here. Katie Engel, one of the Poets' top servers on the team. She's been killing it. She has 54 assists with 15 service aces and 267 digs. She's averaging 4.85 digs per set, and she picks up another point here for the purple and gold at 17-11.
Katie's an animal. She's all over the court. Tips, hard shots, anything, Katie gets them up.
So a mishandled pass, or in the assist by number 3, Emily Marty, goes over the net towards Whittier, and Piloto was there for the tip and dumps it down there for the point for the purple and gold, 18-11, and that brings us to our first timeout here as we take a break here on the Whittier College Sports Network. We'll be right back. And we are back out of that timeout, which was called by the University of Redlands. Poets on top 18-11 here in this opening frame. You're watching a live NCAA Division III broadcast of Poets Volleyball here on the Whittier College Sports Network. The attack by Piloto on the outside. Hits the stick. Point awarded to the Bulldogs. A couple subs in the game for Redlands. Number 21 and number 22, Tati Lovano and Megan Houston, both check into the game. Who's going to have to be a standout player here tonight for you, Tyler? Who do you think is going to have a big impact?
Probably Frankie. I was just looking at that. She's always kind of had, I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but she always kind of had a confidence issue if she ever misses 2 or more hits in a row. But she is so incredibly good. She needs to stay out of her head and keep with that heavy arm that she has. She kills it with her tips.
So Frankie Piloto this season, 121 kills. 121 kills, averaging 2.28 kills per set, with an assist, 2 service aces, 45 digs, and 27 blocks for Piloto. So not really those big numbers, really not that impact player, but the Poets have offense all over the place. As we have a kill up front by the University of Redlands, 19-13 the score now. Good crowd on hand here at the GAC. Not many students here tonight, though. Lots of adults for both teams as the attack by Vanderlinden. Up the line, dug by Bush. The attack by number 1, Davidson. Picked up by the Poets. Attack here by Popoff. Picked up by Bush. Assist outside to Davidson. And that attack's going to clip the line. Looked like it was wide from up top here, this angle. And that was going to be called by the side official. Interesting call. What do you think, Tyler?
I don't know, Lance. That was a really good spot right there. I don't think that girl can do that again.
That was a good vantage point. Just barely clipped the line. I thought it was wide. As we have a short ball right there to Katie Engel. Serena Alvarez with the short ball right to Vanderlinden, and Bush picks it up. Marissa Montoya up front to Alvarez. Attack by Popoff. A little bit behind her with the set. And that hits the bottom of the net. And that pulls Redlands within 4 at 19-15. And with that, we'll take a break again here on the Whittier College Sports Network.
I'm spotting too.
So we are back here on the Whittier College Sports Network. Poets on top, 19-15. Both teams have called a timeout. Chris Duarte McDermott just called one. So this is going to be an opportunity here. The Poets really need a side out to get the momentum back. They were cruising, but Redlands has battled back to get within 4. Serving is Degnan. The set by Alvarez in the middle is Sudberg Johnson. And then the attack by number 22, Houston. And she hits it into the back. Marissa Montoya can't get there, though. But Jasmine Sudberg Johnson went up one-on-one. Couldn't get the kill. The last time we were here at home against Pomona-Pitzer, some of these players weren't playing on the court. Do you know what some of that reason might have been? You know, the Haley Petruska, Jasmine Sudberg Johnson.
Right. Well, just knowing how Chris operates, he goes based on how the girls do during practice. So if a few girls, aren't having their best week of practice, he's not going to play those girls. Usually we have number 22, Madison Diaz, in playing back row for Caitlin, but now we have Haley, so we'll see how both of those girls line up. Maddie is very, very good at serve, receive, and defense, and Haley, former setter, it's really good to have her in the back row because she's got hands, so she can set.
We have a big kill there on the outside by Davidson, the sophomore from Spanaway, Washington, as she gets the kill here for the University of Redlands. 20-17, they've gone within 3 now. So we have a wet spot on the court. It does get warm inside the GAC. This is something you see with the liberos in the back row. Katie Engel, this is kind of what she does here in the game because they are sweating a lot. They're working hard here in the gym, and it is warm. There is no air conditioning inside the gym. So the sweat has been mopped up, and we are ready to resume play here in this first set. It's been a battle, 20-17. Against Pomona-Pitzer, Whittier won the first 2 sets pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And right now tonight, this first set has taken a little bit.
Yeah, again, I think it's definitely a confidence thing. You come in with the mindset as Redlands not being one of the top 5 teams, and they think they can just come in and it's going to be simple like that. But, I mean, just like you said earlier, Lance, you can't underestimate any of these teams. Absolutely,
as they have pulled within 2 now at 20-18. To serve, a big server there is Hannah Landon, the junior from San Diego, went to count Mount Carmel. A nice play up front by the Poets to stop the run. 21-18. Here's Vanderlinden. Not going to lie, she's a big player up front, but she actually can serve too.
Yeah, she can.
Dual threat. Little jump serve. Oh, that was going out wide by about 4 feet. Saved by Davidson. There is Alvarez with the dig. Set by Petruska. She's actually a setter, and it ends up hitting off of Bush's hands, and that was going wide. And like you said, that's the kind of angle that Sudberg Johnson usually hits, is going to be that little side angle that goes tails away from you. And I think that kind of fooled Bush there up the line.
Definitely. Hopefully we can fool her all night.
Bush, the top libero in the conference. Nice pickup here by the Poets. Attacked by Sudberg Johnson. The angle, though, showing the finesse. And the Poets, 23-18. What a shot. So 23-18 the score. Here's Vander Linden again for the third time. Ball right in the middle, set backwards. Marissa Montoya's there with a pickup. Set by Serena Alvarez over to Montoya. Dug by Bush. Set outside to Davidson. The attack up the line. There is Alvarez. There is Petruscu over to Silberg Johnson. That's just going to be an easy ball in the middle for Bush. Dump in the middle. Vander Linden was there trying to pick it up along with Petruscu. And that's going to be a nice play by the setter there for the University of Redlands. A nice little dump right in the middle, a little tip.
I think Redlands sees what we're doing. Our setter, Serena Alvarez, she's very heavy with her dumps, very good, and it worked for the last 2 points. So looks like Redlands just got us back on that one.
23-17, a miscue, ball handling error on the serve receive. And the ball goes off the bottom part of the net. That was Marissa Montoya. 23-20 now. Poets still up by 3, though. Ball in the back row to Petruscu. Set by Alvarez. Over to Elena Ree. And that worked nicely for the Poets against Pomona here at home. Was that quick one in the middle to Ree. And she strikes again. To serve for the Poets is going to be number 5, Michaela Wright. She's going to be the new setter in the game. Piloto has also checked in for the purple and gold. There's Wright into the middle, set by Marty. And a little miscommunication there in the middle, and that was a free ball. Set outside of Piloto, let's capitalize. Block up front, play continues. Set outside of Montoya. Back row, and it goes long, no tip called. And it's now 24-21, and there actually is going to be a tip called. Corin, I think that's on from the down official saying there was a tip. And that's going to give the Poets the opening set, 25-20 here inside the Graham Athletic Center. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll come back with you with some first set stats and the start of set number 2. And we are back on the Whittier College Sports Network, about to start set number 2. Poets take set number 1, 25-20. Tyler Galipo on the broadcast with me here this evening. I'm Lance Franny, Associate Athletic Director for Communications, with tonight's action here inside the GAC. Poets taking on the University of Redlands, looking to try and win 3 in a row. They sit at 2-1. Back-to-back wins, Pomona Pitzer in 5, Occidental in 2. Or in straight sets, on the road. And a good point here to start off this second frame. University of Redlands 2-10, 0-3 in conference. They're looking for their first conference victory on the season. This is a great first point, Tyler, to start things off.
Very good first rally, Lance. Number 3, Emily Marty on Redlands, killing it with the digs right now.
And an attack on the outside by number 5, Michaela Wright, the setter. And she's getting up. She's got some hops on the outside.
Oh, yeah, she does.
So Whittier on top, 1-0.
Straight down hit by Frankie Piloto, number 2. Absolutely killed it with the overpass by Redlands. Still serving in the back, number 5, Michaela Wright. Let's see if she can get this deep float right over the net one more time.
So with the Poets, a good point here, up 2-0. The attack from the southpaw, number 19, Cup, off the back row, the hands of Popoff. And that's going to be a point for Redlands, and they are on the scoreboard. To serve for Redlands is Davidson, number 1, right to Montoya, set by Wright, back set. Over to Elena Reed, picked up by Bush. The attack on the outside by number 7, Starlin. She is in the game for the first time. Attack by Montoya, picked up by Bush. She's everywhere. Now we know why she's the leader in digs here in the set by a lot. And that's going to be attacked by Piloto. And as you see, not much reaction there by the sophomore attacker on the outside. It kind of goes off the front block, kind of tips to the side, drops in the middle, but not much reaction from her.
No, not at all, Lance.
So here's Marissa Montoya to serve.
Just wide. Ooh.
And the attack here on the near side by number 7, Natalie Starlin, the sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, misses just wide. And here's Marissa Montoya to serve as Whittier leads 4-1. It would be nice to come away with a sweep here tonight, as that angle drops in for number 9, Olsen.
That was another wide shot, Lance. That was a very good spot.
So some nifty serving here on both sides this evening. Here's Bush to serve. A ball in the back row to Montoya. Set by Michaela Wright. Attack by Popoff. A little dump inside. Picked up by Starlet. The attack by the southpaw, number 19, Cup, the senior from Sunnyside, Washington. And she gets the kill that pulls the Bulldogs within 1 at 4-3. Bush to serve, a little short one to Montoya. Back set by Wright, over to Piloto, and that's going to be a kill for Piloto. 5-3 the score, a couple subs into the game. Valerie Vanderlinden checks in for the first time. Katie Engel to serve. Katie Engel wearing black top, black bottoms for the Poets, as she's a libero this evening. Quick set, quick one to number 6, Hannah Lannon. The junior from San Diego went to Mount Carmel High School. A couple subs in the game. Tati Lovano and Megan Houston in for the Bulldogs, as they have cut the deficit to 1 at 5-4. Like I said, the Poets on the road against Claremont Lead Scripps tomorrow. They're playing the number 4 team in the country. That game will be at 4 o'clock tomorrow evening, as we have a nice kill on the outside by the Poets.
Valerie comes in for a slide and absolutely kills down the right side. That was one of her main shots. Super hard for me to dig when I was here, Lance.
Tyler, you could get everything. Come on. So, Tyler, libero, what's it like? Take us through the mentality of kind of what a libero has to deal with in a game.
Yeah, so if you think about it, on offense, the center is kind of the quarterback of the offense. Well, libero is definitely the quarterback of the defense here. She's in charge of every single play, in charge of rotations, in charge of where the outside is going to hit. She has to be everywhere. First contact and the perfect pass. She's the set up for the set. So if we don't have a pass, you don't have a set, then you don't have a hit. So you can't play volleyball without the libero.
So very important position. As that attack from Sudbrook Johnson catches the inside of the line. We've got some more students coming into the Poets section here this evening, so that's good to see. Maybe some of them are studying. 8-4 the score, though, for the Poets. It is a Friday night.
I was going to say, Lance,
it is a Friday night. I know what I would be doing. I'd be studying. And Serena Alvarez with the service there, and that gives a point to the University of Redlands, 8-5 now. Tomorrow here at home, the Whittier College water polo team is in action as they host California Lutheran University. Service there by Natalie Starlin, number 7 for the Bulldogs, as Haley Petruscu checks in for the first time for the purple and gold. And tomorrow evening, the women's soccer team is in action as they host the University of Laverne Leopards. That game will be at 7 p.m. here at home. And we're looking for them to rebound after their loss to Pomona Pitzer on the road. As we have a kill here on the outside by the Bulldogs. Davidson, sophomore from Spanaway, Washington. She is fired up after that kill, trying to pump up her teammates here for the Bulldogs. 9-6 the score. Dig there in the middle, Montoya. Quick set over to Vanderlinden. One-handed pickup. Oh, good try defensively, though, by the Bulldogs. And that's going to go underneath the net. Point awarded to Whittier, and they have hit 10 first. Vanderlinden to serve. Big ball in the middle, and that's going to be a service ace for the purple and gold. And Vanderlinden, like we talked about earlier, she's definitely a dual threat, not just in the middle, but serving as well.
Yeah, she's got a deep float.
So here's Vanderlinden to serve again. That's going to be a deep flow, like you said, all the way to the back row. Makes for a deeper attack ball for number 22, Houston. And I thought the ball was long.
That was way
And
out.
it looks like the end line judge called that in, like he clipped the line. Head coach Chris Dwight and McDermott and the rest of the coaches were on that back line. Not happy with the call. And the point is awarded to Redlands, 11-7 to score.
Ooh.
A short serve there to Montoya. The attack by Sudbrook Johnson. And Jasmine gets up quickly, and she picks up another kill here for the purple and gold. Sudbrook Johnson, like we talked about earlier, coming in, playing some quality minutes. You got Sudbrook Johnson coming in. You've got, let's see, some other subs, Haley Petruscu coming in. You got Serena Alvarez, backup setter. Haven't seen much of Hannah Abdullah yet, though, the freshman. I'm kind of excited to see what she'll actually bring coming off the bench. So maybe we'll see her a little bit later tonight as we have an attack from Piloto on the outside and another kill for the sophomore. 13-7 the score now for the purple and gold.
Yeah, just like Aubrey, Hannah, she's that southpaw. She's got that lefty hit coming on the right side. Super, super accurate for that angle shot going right towards the setter. You don't want the setter taking that first ball, so putting that other team out of system is a goal.
So a set here in the middle, and that's going to be a block up front. Elena Ree, Marissa Montoya. Frankie Piloto was up there as well. Kind of a bad pass there, a little bit too short though, and that was an easy block for the purple and gold up there together. What do you think, Tyler? One of the strengths for the purple and gold this year, what do you think their number one strength would be on this team?
Probably defense, actually. I was even talking to Katie Engel about that. She's still my roommate. And just coming to a couple of games here, I told her, hey, just from last year, you guys are so aggressive in the back row. There's no confusion. There's no looking at each other and having balls drop. Everyone's being aggressive and going for it. Super fun to watch.
With the loss of, Mackenzie Team from last year with yourself, Tyler, and then you also had some other graduates from last year for the purple and gold. There's a lot of youngsters here on this team.
Yeah, a lot of
Not
youth.
really that standout player, that attacker, that one individual that really kind of takes over like Mackenzie used to do. But is that a strength for the Poets? Having just kind of well-rounded lots of players rather than that just one individual that can kind of take over.
Yes, definitely, especially for scouting with the other team, because they don't have when they're doing scouting or watching film, you know, they're not going to say, hey, watch for number 2, Mackenzie Thiem. You know, it's going to be number 1, Caitlin Popoff, and we don't know exactly what she's going to do because she has such a variety in her toolbox. She can do whatever she wants.
Absolutely. Caitlin Popoff, she is the leader for the Poets in kills, but you definitely have the offense spread around by the purple and gold. You got some depth that can come off the bench as well. (16-9) the score. This has definitely gone away here from the Bulldogs here in set number 2. Well, let's see if the Poets can keep it going as Popoff gets a nice kill on the outside. Popoff, a nice player from sophomore from Hacienda Heights, went to Sonora High School. Poets lead now 17-9 here in this second set. They won set number 1, 25-20. Here is Katie Engel to serve.
Staying aggressive at the service line is what's going to get us the points here, Lance.
So a quick one in the middle off the net court. Unlucky for the purple and gold as Lanyon gets the kill up front. A couple subs into the game. Lovano and Houston back in for the Bulldogs. To serve will be number 21, Lovano. 17-10 the score. So the serve by Lovano. Set outside to Popoff. That's going to be a pickup by Bush, though. The tip up front, picked up by Piloto. Set outside to Popoff again. The block up front goes wide, though. So a solo block by Houston, but her block ends up going just wide. 18-10 the score. We got 2 subs coming back in. Serena Alvarez and Jasmine Sudbrook Johnson back in for the purple and gold.
Using that block is going to be key for Caitlin Popoff. Hitting right into her hands, making her block out is going to be key.
So the block up front, Jasmine Sudbrook Johnson, Valerie Vanderlinden. Nice duo up front. And that's a tough block to get through. Absolutely. As the Poets lead 19-10, we're going to take a break here on the Whittier College Sports Network. And we're back on the Whittier College Sports Network. Out of that timeout as we have a tip up front by number 6, Lanyon. And that's going to be a point here for the Bulldogs. 19-11 the score. Oh, we got another pickup here for some sweat on the court. There's Jasmine Sudbrook Johnson. She's going to come pick that up. Might have to get the basketball sweat mops out that we use for basketball season, the little round mops that we get out there and clean.
Or
some
Katie
of the workers.
Or Katie could just play with a towel on.
Katie can put the towel on the floor. I mean, that's what she does every match. So it's kind of what's expected. So 19-11 the score here. The slide by Vanderlinden, picked up by Redlands, and we have an attacking error on the outside by Davidson. It kind of curled on her. And that point's awarded to Whittier, 20-11. Haley Petruscu coming in to serve. She's got the brace on her right knee. How healthy is she, Tyler?
She's pretty healthy. I think it just kind of hurts her a little bit. Not enough to make her come out, though. It's just kind of like a sore pain.
Valerie Vanderlinden upset at herself. She should have put that one away, and it leads to a point for Redlands. Valerie Vanderlinden got 2 hands up on the block and ends up dumping it over. Should have just gone it up and just picked up the kill.
Or sideswipe.
Or a sideswipe, exactly. And Redlands picks up the point. So number 6 here, Hannah Lanyon to serve. That's a good one to Montoya, set by Alvarez over to Sudbrook Johnson. Dug in the back row by Vankel. The attack by number 22, Houston, and a block by Valerie Vanderlinden. and Marissa Montoya.
There we go. She had to make up for that tick block. Dump again. That seems to really be working for Redlands. Redlands really exposing our weakness on the dump there right in the middle. We like to call that the donut hole.
So subs coming in for the Bulldogs. 21-13 the score. Poets on top. Served by number 3, Marty, the setter for the Bulldogs. The attack by Ree, and the little slide, or the, what would you call it, Tyler? The little tip to the left?
Yep, you know what, Lance? That's been her specialty the whole time.
It has
Something
been.
that I hate digging. Those two areas up front, right where the antennas are, that's area 4 and area 2. And Elena, especially Coach Matt, he really pressures that tips right there. Obviously, they're pretty effective, so.
Absolutely. So Elena Ree with the kill there, nice little tip. Picked up by Petruscu there off the attack by number 9, Olsen. The attack attempt by Piloto off the front block of Olsen. And that's going to drop in for another point for the purple and gold as they now lead 23-13, a double-digit lead for the purple and gold. Michaela Wright to serve. And that's going to be a service ace for Michaela Wright. Ball handling error by number 11, Vankel. And that brings the Poets to a set point at 24-13. Served by Michaela Wright, right into the middle. Set by Marty. The attack by Davidson. The set outside to Montoya. And that's going to be a kill for Montoya on the outside off the front block of Olsen and Cup. And the Poets go on top now 2-0 as we take a break here on the Whittier College Sports Network. We'll be right back. And we are back on the Whittier College Sports Network. Poets on top 2-0. Taking set number 1, 25-20, and then rolling in set number 2. Tyler, what have you liked this evening by the Purple and Gold?
I love the defense in the back, just like I was saying normally. I was saying this year to Katie Engel, just in general, defense in the back row has been super amazing. There's no confusion between the girls. Even Valerie Vanderlinden, she doesn't even play back row, but when she's back serving and coming into play defense, she's all over the place diving. Elena Reed doing amazing with her tips and blocking as usual. She can jump super, super high. That's definitely one of her advantages. And staying aggressive at the service line, putting that pressure of serve-receive on Redlands.
So 25-13 was that second set score. Poets rolling in that second frame. Some of the stats up through set number 2. Like we talked about, the offense is spread around. Leading the Poets, Jasmine Sudberg-Johnson with 6 kills. 6 kills for Frankie Piloto, 4 kills for Vanderlinden, 2 kills for Popoff, a kill for Michaela Wright, 2 kills for Montoya, a couple kills for Ree, and a kill for Petruscu. And then Serena Alvarez also has one off a tip up front. So that's going to be your offensive stats there for the Poets. 9 assists for Michaela Wright this evening, along with Alvarez with 9 as well. Diggs, Katie Engel with 7. Caitlin Popoff with 5, Michaela Wright with 5, and Serena Alvarez with 5. So pretty consistent across the board for both teams. Visitor stats leading the Bulldogs this evening. 5 kills for Paige Davidson. And then 5 kills for Mallory Cup. 4 kills for Luvano, Houston, and Olsen. 18 digs for Bush. The usual numbers you'll see from Allie Bush in the back row. You've also got 11 assists by Emily Marty. And you've also got 8 assists from Tati Lavano. Yeah. Bulldogs on top 2-0 here in this third set.
Having Emily Marty and Allie Bush in the back row is making it super difficult for our outside hitters to make a kill. They're all over the place. Emily Marty is absolutely killing it picking up tips, and Allie Bush just stands right in front of those hard-driven balls, not afraid to take it.
So you see right now, Redlands, they do have a good squad. They got the height up front, and then you've got the Diggs leader in the conference and digs per set in Allie Bush. They do have the recipe for having a good program here.
Yeah, they really do. They're definitely going to be a building program here, especially if they recruit some pretty good freshmen so that they can look up to this senior class that's absolutely killing it.
They are a young team. As Piloto gets another kill on the outside, that pulls the Poets within 1 at 3-2. We have a lot of students now in the crowd this evening. Started off a little slow, but now they have filled the Poet pit. Try and get some energy here as the Poets look to try and pick up the clean sweep. And a nice dump there by number 3, Emily Marty.
That's like the 5th dump from Emily Marty. You think we would transition and acclimate to that by now, especially because our setter, Serena Alvarez, is amazing with the dumps. I know she does that during practice. We need to work on picking those up.
There's a nice play there, a huge gap in the middle like you talked about.
Donut hole.
And Whittier's going to have to pick up on that quickly and make some adjustments. So Michaela Wright with the set outside of Popoff. Nice clean ball into the back row. Set outside, the attack by Casey, and she gets the kill off of Wright. So Christina Casey, the senior from Sherwood, Oregon, comes in and gets some playing time here in this third set. So a ball there to Popoff, set by Michaela Wright, back set to Piloto, off the hands of Bush. Now let's get another pickup by Bush in the back row, the junior from Long Beach. The attack by Piloto, angle, and that goes off the hands of Lovano. That was probably going to go wide, but Lovano off her hands. And that's going to be a kill for the Poets as they lead, or they trail by 2, 5-3. Serena Alvarez checks in to serve for the Poets. Ball in the middle of Bush, set by Lovano. The attack goes just wide by the Bulldogs. And point awarded to Whittier.
You know, a common strategy is to serve away from the libero, but this libero is everywhere, stepping in front of people taking the ball, almost making it impossible for us not to serve to the libero.
We have a free ball in the back row to Montoya, set by Alvarez, attacked by Sudberg-Johnson. And Sudberg-Johnson lays the hammer down into that back row. Ties things up at 5.
I'm telling you, Lance, when Jasmine likes her set, she'll take a rip at it. If she doesn't, she does those deep tips, which are also extremely effective, but I love seeing her absolutely demolish.
That was a good kill there as we have an attacking air by Houston. And Whittier now on top. 6-5 here in this third set. Whittier leading 2-0. We are coming up on the hour mark, so these 2 sets have gone pretty quickly here this evening. And like I said, Whittier would love to pick up the clean sweep to go back-to-back. The attacking air by Popoff goes long, just did not get on top of it.
Yeah, a little low of a set. She hit right in the middle of the ball.
6-6 the score now. Like we said, Whittier comes in at 500, 7-7, and a serving error by Christina Casey. There's been a lot of service errors here by the Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah, definitely staying aggressive. I think they know that those deep floats are what kills us, but we also know how to follow the ball and call it out.
Here's Haley Petruscu. She's going to serve next. Good deep ball there to Bush, and a ball handling error, number 21, Lovano tried to pop it back. And just couldn't get the ball back over. A point awarded to Whittier as they lead by 2, 8-6. Ball to Bush. Set outside to number 1, Davidson. Up the line to Alvarez. Set by Petruscu. The attack by Montoya off the front block. Ball picked up by Houston. The attack by number 10, Casey. Vanderlinden was there by herself. And then the attack on the outside by Davidson. She is trying to keep this team going for the Bulldogs as she's picked up another one. Hannah Lannon to serve. Another sweat spot to picked up by Katie Engel here. Get the towel out there for the 3rd time tonight.
Shocker.
That is definitely Katie's MO, to get the towel out and clean up the sweat. But again, player safety is our number 1 concern.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can't tell you how many times we haven't cleaned up the sweat with a towel and I run along and slip in it.
And that's definitely dangerous if that happens. So we want to try and make sure player safety is at our utmost importance here inside the Graham Athletic Center as that attack goes long by Davidson. She split the block, but it ends up going long. And Whittier leads by 2 again at 9-7. Katie Engel comes out of the game. Elena Reed checks in. Here's Valerie Vanderlinden to serve. A little skip hop and a serve by Vanderlinden. The attack on the outside by Houston. Picked up by Vanderlinden. Here is Montoya, the attack. Short one. And the back set to Houston again. There is Super Johnson. Nice defense picking it up with one arm. The attack by Houston off the front block. Picked up by Bush. The attack from the back row by number 10, Casey. Dug by Petruscu. And it's going to be off the net. It's going to be a double hit called against Sadia Rager, the freshman from Banning. She got the tip, hits off the net, and she picks it up. And what was wrong? Double hit there?
Yeah, definitely a double hit. She should have gone more straight up instead of out so it doesn't hit the top of the net.
Absolutely. So good job by the Poets. They played that point perfectly.
Setters like to play the dump game this time.
So a nice angle by Vanderlinden. And Valerie coming out strong. We've talked about this dual threat that she can bring. Serving along with playing up front as a middle hitter. And she can do it all. And as a senior from Auburn, she has played some quality minutes this year. More than I've ever seen her play. And she has risen to the occasion. And she has been playing lights out. So that's really nice to see. She always has a smile on her face every day.
Oh, yeah, she does.
12-7 the score. And another short one by Vanderlinden. Redlands gets it over there as a free ball. The attack by Montoya kind of fell backwards. Bush was there again with another dig. The attack for Davidson hits the post, and it's an attacking error by the Bulldogs.
A lot of attacking errors by the Bulldogs, especially going way out. That means that our block is super strong. They're trying to go up and over our block, and it just seems that it's fallen too far out. Can't end up getting it in, especially when you have a really big block up front. You have Elena Ree and you have Valerie Vanderlinden, especially Jasmine. When you have big, tall girls up front, it's hard to hit around that ball and keep it in.
13-7 the score here in the third. Poets lead 2-0. Here's Vanderlinden to serve, and she gets the ace. Vanderlinden on a roll right now, and she gets the fans in attendance on their feet. It is loud, and it is a good time here inside the GAC as Redlands is forced to call timeout. Poets lead 14-7. We'll be right back on the Whittier College Sports Network. And we are back here on the broadcast, coming out of the timeout. Poets on top 14-7 here in this third set. I'm Lance Franey, Associate Athletic Director for Communications, joined by former Poet Tyler Gallipo, former libero for the Poets, and I'm happy to have her on the broadcast with me here this evening, providing that insight, that depth, that analysis for your Poets volleyball team as the Poets are trying to pick this up in a clean sweep tonight. Valerie Vanderlinden on a roll right now serving, and Redlands was forced to call a timeout. As we have a dump attempt by number 21, Lovano, the sophomore from San Pablo, California, just off the mark and misses wide.
Gotta know where you were on the court, Lance.
Just kind of fell back. I like the thought, but it ends up tailing away. So here's Vanderlinden again. Ball put up front. There's Lovano. Set over to number 14, Degnan, and Petruscu there with the pickup. And there is number 24 for the Poets, Serena Alvarez, 28, excuse me, with the ball handling air double hit. And that point's awarded to the Bulldogs. Crowd doesn't like it. 15-8 the score. And we're going to have Emily Marty now to serve, the senior from San Diego. There's Marissa Montoya, back set by Alvarez over to Super Johnson, and that's kind of that push right there, right in that front block.
Oh yeah, especially like I was saying about Frankie Piloto, using those hands on that block. That's exactly what Jasmine just did. If you push hard enough into the block, their hands are going to fall back.
So 16-8 the score. Here is Michaela Wright, number 5. She goes from the middle, slides out to her right with the serve, and there's Bush with the pickup. The attack by the lefty, Cup, and that drops inside the end line. Point awarded to the Bulldogs, a nice little cup from Cup inside the end line. 16-9, Bulldogs trying to put together something.
Looks like they're trying really hard to go for those impossible shots right on the line.
So the serve there by Davidson, picked up, set outside of Montoya, off the front block, picked up by Bush again. Staple in that back row. Block up front by the Poets. Play continues. Set on the outside, the lefty, number 19, Cup. Picked up by the Poets. Set by Petruscu. Over to Piloto. Off the front block. Set. Back row to Davidson. Nice little touch shot. Poets were there. Quick set to Montoya. The tip off the net cord. And that's going to be 4 hits called against the Poets. Actually, it's going to be a net violation called against Redlands.
She definitely touched
Point awarded to Whittier, 17-9 the score. And this is not what you want if you are a Bulldog fan. Caitlin Popoff coming back in for the Poets into the front row, leading the conference in kills, and you have her coming in to try and finish this thing off. There's Montoya with the pickup. Michaela Wright with a set out to Popoff. Tip off the front block. And number 23, Rager, she was there, got it with her left, and that's a couple blocking errors there for Rager here tonight in this third set.
That is, yeah, you can't reach for the ball or else that ball's going to use you. That's what we call it, a tool right there.
So Rager stands at 6 feet tall, a freshman from Banning, went to Banning High School, as Bush attacks from the back row. Quick set by Michaela Wright, a tip actually over, and Rager was able to get that over. There's Popoff off the front block, and another kill for the sophomore outside hitter from Hacienda. She's only a sophomore. She's got some great things to come.
Oh, yeah, she does. She came in last year with some great things to show. Graduating senior Mackenzie team, we call Caitlin Popoff Mini Mackenzie.
And now it's time for her to come into the spotlight now, which she has done well this season to step into that role to be that leader.
Oh, yeah, she has.
Popoff with another attack picked up by Davidson in the back row. And we are going to have a point awarded to Whittier, a ball handling error, 2 hits, double hit, called against Marty in the back row, the senior from San Diego. She went to Our Lady of Peace, an all-girls school down in San Diego. So a ball set up top to Marty. The back step pop-off was there. Back step by right over to Piloto. The block. There's Katie Engel. Piloto tried to save it and hits it into the crowd. And it's going to be a point awarded to the Bulldogs, a side out, Bush to serve. 20-10. Poets, once again for the second straight set, has gone to double digits.
Yeah, we got that nice cushion there, so now we can try some new things, hopefully in the front row. Caitlin
pop off with that attack, just long off the mark. 20-11 the score now. Good crowd now here on hand inside the GAC. It's a good crowd this evening.
Perfect
so
pass.
Ball up top to Michaela Wright. The attack attempt, a quick one, slide in for Ree and hits the top of the net and drops.
A little low for Elena. As I said earlier, Elena jumps very high. She needs that high set.
20-12 the score. So ball here to Marissa Montoya. Oh, attack attempt by Popoff, picked up by Marty. The set on the back row to the lefty cup. And that's going to be a kill on the left side of Marissa Montoya. She dives for it. 20-13 the score. And Chris Duarte McDermott, he's going to call a timeout as he tries to settle things down here for his squad. We're going to take a break here on the Whittier College Sports Network. And we are back on the Whittier College Sports Network. 20-13 the score. Allie Bush the serve here for the Bulldogs. They need to put together a run to try and keep this match going. The quick one here to Elena Ree, and we're going to have a free ball put in by the Bulldogs. There's Montoya. Quick set by Michaela Wright over to Popoff off the front block. Number 6 and number 19, Hannah Lannon, and number 19, Mallory Cup. They get the block up front on the Poets. 20-14 the score, and Redlands not going away quietly.
No. Michaela's got to get those sets a little bit higher. That's twice. That's right in the middle of the net now.
So a little floater there to Montoya. Set by Michaela Wright over to Piloto. And that's going to be a kill. Piloto, an angle. And that score is now 21-14. And look who has checked into the game for the Poets. In the middle, number 27, Katea Shamlin for the first time. Oh, we got some sweat here, but on the Redlands side, they're going to get the towel and mop that up here for a second. But Katea Shamlin coming in for the Poets, a sophomore from Bakersfield, California. Coming in for the first time. She's been dealing with a shoulder injury all season. Don't know if she has a brace on underneath her jersey. Usually she wears it on the outside.
Doesn't look like it. That brace is pretty bulky, but it's really nice to see Taya back on the court. She
It
was very helpful for us last year in the back row, so I'm excited to see what she's doing now.
It was a nice player. She's got some talent on the offensive side of things as that attack misses just wide by number 10, Christina Casey. So Katea Shamlin in there getting some few minutes here at the end, but it's nice to see her kind of getting some reps in. Put back over by Michaela Wright. The attack by Cup, the lefty. Michaela Wright gets it in! What a play by Michaela Wright! Picks it up off the dig, and it goes up and over the front block and drops inside the line on the right-hand side. What a play! That is some defense right there.
Oh, yeah, that's what aggressive defense will get you. It'll get you some points.
And there, a great serve by Katie Engel. A free ball there, attack by Bush from the back row. Attack here by Katea Shamlin, picked up by Bush again. Set on the outside to number 10, Christina Casey. Picked up, set outside to Katea Shamlin, picked up by Marty. The attack on the outside by Casey, picked up by Whittier. There is the set outside to Shamblin, off of Marty. The ball up front, the attack by Cup. There's Montoya. Set by Michaela Wright over to Piloto, off the front block. There's Katie Engel. Michaela Wright. There's Bush, though. She's reading it all day. Off the front block, there's Montoya off of Engel. And a couple balls bouncing around. A long point, though. 23-15 the score. Poets 2 points away from picking up the clean sweep. So a good set. There's Katea Shamlin up top to Piloto. That was a nice ball by Shamlin. That's an assist for her. All the way off the court, and she feeds it all the way across diagonally to Piloto, who gets a nice kill at an angle, and that brings the Poets to a match point.
Definitely something that Chris likes to work on in practice is out-of-system balls. So what if the setter does take the first ball? That back row's got to be able to set our hitter so that we can execute a point, and that's exactly what just happened.
So there's Serena Alvarez, Redlands down to the final point, and it comes off an attacking error from number 6, Hannah Landon, the junior from San Diego, and the Poets pull off the clean sweep here tonight inside the Graham Athletic Center. What a win here this evening. Poets have won 3 in a row. They beat Pomona Pitzer. They beat Oxy on the road. They have now beat Redlands here at home. They've won 6 sets in a row. What were the highlights tonight for you?
Definitely blocking and tipping right into those 2 and 4 areas I was talking about earlier. Something that's also super common in the back, super strong serve. At that service line, Valerie Vanderlinden had about a 5-point run, just keeping those balls at a super low float right over the net, pushing Redlands to have at least a 1 or a 2 ball pass, which is hard to get to the front row. If you can't get that pass to the setter, then you're just not going to have to execute a point there. You can't get the ball to the hitter. Great win for Poets tonight.
So a huge win for the Purple and Gold this evening. They improved to 8-7. They are over 500 on the season. They improved to 3-1 in conference. They're going to move up in the conference standings. They are going to be back in action tomorrow on the road as they take on Claremont Mud Scripps. That game will be at 4 o'clock. The next time they are at home will be next week as they take on the University of Laverne here at home on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. That's going to be a good one here, folks. That's going to be a great game, a Tuesday night contest. Poets taking on the University of Laverne. That will be a battle. Hopefully Tyler can join me here on that broadcast that evening. That was going to be a good one, bringing those Leos here in the house. That was a 5-setter last year on the road that we played with them, and they're also a very, very good team. For all of you who are watching here this evening, Poets win in 3. We want to thank you all for tuning in here to the Whittier College broadcast of Poets Volleyball, brought to you by the Whittier College Sports Network. I'm Lance Franey, joined by Tyler Gallipo. We'll stay tuned next time here on the broadcast as the Poets take on the University of Laverne here at home next Tuesday night.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lance.